Hi, Scorpio. This is Just with your May 2020 general read. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. Money. Money could be a challenge for you guys right now. Family, also a challenge. A particular person, for some of you, could be a challenge. I feel like if you work from home, you're okay. It's like business as usual, right? And but you may feel like these days ahead are a little slow. Like it starts to slow down a bit. It's not so crazy. If you are an hourly employee or get paid by the work that you do, you may find that this slowness is not the best for you. Some of you are just really not sure how you are going to develop money and how you're going to make money long term. Like, how do I make a dollar out of 15 cents? How do I do that? Um, and I feel that for some of you, you could be considering doing tarot. You could be trying to look to seek someone out to give you some type of insight. Some of you may be thinking about leaving a job or leaving an industry altogether. You're just thinking. I'd be shocked if you do it because this may not be the right time to do that. But some of you are kind of thinking about how can you make what you have expand and grow. Some of you want to take what you have, whatever you have, and make it even more so you could be even more stable. If you have your own business, you may feel like it's not cutting it. A part of you may want to leave the kind of work that you do, the business that you do. You want to leave it, but you may feel like, this is 40% of my income comes from this, or a significant amount of my money comes from this. So I'm not necessarily able to do it just yet, but the wheels are spinning. There's just a lot of thoughts about how do I make more money because you're just not making enough. And that's not for all of you Scorpios, obviously. Some of you Scorpios are doing quite well and you're completely fine. And it could be a family member, it could be your mate, it could be someone close to you that needs to close the gap there. So there's that, and I feel like you're wanting to do a lot. You want to make a lot of money. You want to have a good time. You want to go out with your girlfriends again. You want to go to lunch. You just want to do the things you used to do, and you can't do those things anymore, and it sucks, right? And some of you, you may be taking off from work. You may have put in a lot of time, energy, and effort. You're taking off. You may be taking a sabbatical, going on vacation, which will probably be at your home, right? But there is a taking a step back, taking some type of a rest and relaxation, and you need to. Again, the work may slow down so much where you're able to kind of like rest and just have some days off because you may be put on hold for a little bit. So I do see a lot of thinking about money, feeling as though money is a major focus here. Okay. I do see a change, and I just told Libra this. So if some of you have Libra in your life, maybe you have Libra in your chart, this probably be even more significant. There's someone could be around you that is having money problems. Money is not as good. Like for some of you Scorpio women, money could be fine. Like money is great. You're great. But someone around you is having some problems, which is interfering into everything else. It literally is snowballing everything else. Just like I was telling Libra, same thing. So if you have a Libra in your life, then there that is. But there's a lack of money coming from one person, okay, which kind of changes that dynamic of how far you can go and where you want to go and what you want to do. I do feel that there's going to be a major decision that's coming up that someone's going to have to make, whether it be somebody's anticipating that a job is getting ready to get, let go for a load, or some change in finance will possibly occur. And now there's a lot to consider. It's going to be a lot to consider. And not all of it will be in your power. Like you won't have all the power to make this consideration of what to do. Sometimes, some of you may feel like, what can you do? Is there anything that you can do? You feel like you're helpless in either helping someone. I feel like this is more helping someone, especially if you're a female. The female here feels helpless to help someone. She really doesn't know what to do. Just like I was telling Libra, it's almost like you don't have your person back again, or someone around you isn't the same. They're not the person that they once were. It's major changes that's happening to them. You feel like your hands is tied. What do I do? What can I do about the situation? And you don't have any control over it. And so you just may have to continue to see someone work really hard, or prolong a burden that they would ought not take on, or you would like them to not have to do. But this has to kind of keep going on. Your home life looks really good, though. Like I said, if you work from home, you're doing really well. Some of you know, this person may not have as many problems as you think. And the situation may work itself out. But home life looks really good. I do feel that some of you, like I said, if you're working from home, things are a little bit more stable. And I feel that for some of you, you may be waiting. Some of you may be anticipating or wanting to move, wanting to leave, wanting to make some type of change in home. And you're not able to do that just yet. But I do feel like a lot of you guys are getting more controlled about what you're going to do moving forward. Some of you are going to be starting taking things more seriously. So you may become a little bit more stoic, more authoritative in the home, more, not aggressive, but this is just more authoritative, being more headstrong, lacking of emotion, and taking more control and authority over your home is what it looks like to me. If it's not you, it's another person in your home is what it looks like to me. Wanting to get a lot of things done. Some of you may be here, there, and everywhere. Like I said, there's something about finances that seems to be a bit of a challenge. Also, family members can be a bit of a challenge as well. So now let's get into love. For you single Scorpios, well, some of you may be trying to get in contact with someone who is kind of MIA. They've been MIA. You may have held back for quite some time. You've tried to be there for them as much as you possibly can. It's a challenge because you don't want to be single, but this love connection is making it difficult to even want to embrace a long-term relationship with this person, right? I feel like they haven't really been paying you a lot of attention, even though you've tried to do everything that you can to reestablish or to reignite the bond here. Okay, you could have been giving all your time and affection and love and money, and it's like, what can I do? What can I do? That sort of thing, and a person is still holding back. And you do love them, and I feel like this is the kind of person you kind of, I don't really want to say walk on eggshells, but they are someone who's really intense. That's the word I want to say. They're pretty intense, especially when they have their mind focused on something. The best thing you could do is just stand back and just let them go, because there's no getting through to them until they exhaust themselves, and then it's like, okay, fine. So I do feel like someone's been focusing on work and other things in their life, and you may feel a little neglected. Some of you may have felt a bit neglected. There is a mutual feeling between the two of you. It could be like, it could be love, it could be, complete, immense love here between the two of you, but just have not been able to make this thing work consistently is what it looks like to me. And if you Scorpios are newly getting into the dating field and trying to get to know people, it's something about sex. Intimacy is lacking here. Somebody is not getting too close to another person to have sex, or they may be having sexual problems, if you know what I mean. They may be a bit sexually challenged at this time for whatever reason. And so again, there could be interaction, but again, it could be distance, so you can't get to each other to be intimate, or somebody is not going all the way there. They're communicating and all those things, but they're not going so far as to get slipped up to fall prey into anything sexual. So there's that. I do feel for some of you Scorpios just getting to know new people, and you probably don't want to be single anymore. Like, you are ready. You're ready. As soon as I pulled out that card, I said, well, Scorpio is ready. They're ready. You guys are really ready, but someone else may not be. Other people around you that you're getting to know, they may not be. Everything about them may scream ready, sexual, passionate, all those things, but there's something going on in their life that they are just not able to go that way. So it can be a lot of tempering steps and hitting the pause button is what it looks like. And at first, it's a lot of not really sure where you stand with the individual, and because a person is confused, and there's probably a lot of other options that they have, and then they have work. So this person has a lot going on, which makes it a little difficult to see what side of the fence you're on with them. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you can relate to that and you do feel like, yeah, that's my star. You did hit it on the nail. At least I resonate with it, just. Couple Scorpios. Well, there's love here. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love here. But there's also, I feel, question. Some of you could just be planning planning a trip or wanting to go on a trip with your mate, but you know, they work a lot, they have a lot going on. People are concerned about money and how do we bridge the gap, and there's plans to do this thing, but it's like we can't do it because we have to wait. You gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait. I've been telling all the signs, everybody gotta wait. Everybody gotta wait. And some of you gotta wait. You gotta wait to get married. You gotta wait to get this money back right so that the two of you can go on a trip, or you can buy a house, you can do ... So there's just waiting when it comes to those types of things. But others of you, there's this sense, and you know, typically you get the Page of Swords card and you feel like there's cheating, there's stalking, there's spying on someone, there's looking in to find out what's going on. I feel like someone's questioning somebody's love. Someone's questioning somebody's love. That's what it looks like. They may know that there's love here. Yes, you love me. But it may be been a while since they've gotten some attention. This may be in a while since they've gotten that confirmation, that assurance that I love you or you love me. There's no doubt about it. I know you do. Even sex may not be the same. Something about this connection seems off. And some of you may be looking into that, wanting to know, why is this off? Why, you know, what's going on? It's like you want to know, you don't want to know. Some of you want to know, you don't want to know. Some of you already know, so it really isn't much to look into, but you may be looking at these types of things just to see if just a little bit more that you can learn about the situation. Just to try to figure out what else is going on. What could it be, right? It could be a breakup between the two of you. Someone got left out in the cold and they waited for a little bit. And now it's like there could be an opportunity to kind of come back together and work the situation out. Someone's not so sure anymore. They're not so sure anymore. It literally is giving me the same kind of message like Libra. Something has changed in someone and they're not the same anymore. And it seems like no matter what you do, you know, to get that look from them, to get that innate feeling from them, to get that which was so pure and so potent, seems to some extent has changed. And you kind of can't put your finger on it. You really don't know what this is. Some of you, as the days move forward, you're not going to want to know. Your senses may take over a lot. And what isn't said is so understood because you can feel it. It's the feeling. It's a feeling that you're going to know. You may not want to see the truth. You may not want to hear what the truth is. But there's a feeling, okay? So in the extended, we're going to look deep into this relationship. We're going to look at you versus this person. Also, I feel like there's some things that you're keeping close to your vest as well, and probably don't want someone to know as well, because I get that there's just a very strong sense of things aren't being said. Things aren't necessarily some things aren't being dealt with, obviously, because they're not really being said, but there's some things that really aren't being revealed. So some things happening behind the scenes. So in the extended, we're going to look deep into this relationship. What's your feelings, their feelings? What's the challenge? What secrets are the two of you keeping from each other? What do you want to tell each other deep down inside if you could? What is the challenge that you're both facing with one another? What are your actions going to be now? And ultimately, what's going to be the outcome of this relationship? We're also going to look at Aries to Pisces. How do they feel about you? And pull those love messages that shows exactly what their feelings are for you now. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the description box below if you would like to share. If you guys feel like, yeah, just I do resonate. And only if you want to, you can share in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. If you like something personal with me, click the link in the description box below for the website. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe and welcome, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Scorpio.